Hello, this is Sophia Ligel, and I am here to share the July 2021 energy update and light language activation. I am an Empower Love coach and a life coach healer, and I am so excited to be here with you today. So, to begin, let's take a deep breath in together into the heart and allowing the energy of love to fill your body, to activate the light within you. Allow the true essence of your being to be fully here, to step forward in your full embodiment here upon this time in your life, on the planet, right here, right now. Take a deep breath in again, inhaling into your heart, lighting up your being, and exhale into this present moment in full embodiment and in loving presence. Beautiful. So I invite you to really listen through your heart and through your soul. My energy updates are inviting you to just set the tone of your experience, and through that awareness, you are able to make your own choices. I really feel that we're moving into a time of connecting to the heart, to moving into more intuitive way of being, a more harmonious way of being with yourself, each other, and the planet. And that's why a lot of my work is about empowering love, because the energy of love connects you to your true essence, that larger aspect of who you are, that is in connection with source, that is actually vibrating and resonating in the energy of love. And so this month there's a few themes, and the themes are coming into balance, counteract heaviness with lightness, and tuning into the new consciousness and follow your lead. And just as I was setting up the video, an owl, a spotted white owl, was just flew right in front of us. So that medicine owl, it's all about oracle. It's about seeing beyond the veil, seeing beyond, and also the wise one. And so I really believe that this time is connecting to the wise one within us. And so it really ties in into every single theme for this month, because it also it's a magnificent um, hunter. The wings of the owl are very, very silent. So, when it's chasing mice, it doesn't hear, because when it flaps the wings, there's no sound. Nothing moves actually. And it also can see very, very closely and in very detailed form the everything, including at night. So just igniting that vision of seeing beyond the dark, the night, the shadow aspect. And when you're able to see beyond the shadow aspect and label it as something negative, then you are able to use that vision, to use that awareness to integrate an aspect of yourself or an aspect of your experience that before you placed in the shadow, now you're bringing into the light. You're able to see it through new eyes and use that as an integrating and accepting part of who you are, to understand yourself better, to understand your programming and conditioning better. And from that place of full acceptance and wholeness, and holding yourself in that wholeness and in that awareness, then you can move from this place of wholeness into the world, knowing that in truth you are human and you are living in a place of duality. So in that duality, the way you bring wholeness is by integrating all aspects of who you are, accepting all aspects of who you are in full consciousness, and knowing that the way that it's liberating you is the way you're responding to every single situation, and that coming through from the wise one within yourself, then you are a sovereign being of light. And so you're connecting with the inner wise within yourself. For so long, we've been conditioned to search for answers outside ourselves, to look for what is real outside of ourselves, to look for evidence outside of ourselves, what is tangible. And now life, in a way, is inviting us to connect with the inner wisdom, with the inner oracle within us, with the inner teacher within us. Look for the answers within us. Be the answer within you. And connect with the evidence that it's your truth. And the truth is going to look different to every single one of us, because truth is in relationship to what you observe, to your how you are interpreting life and how you are observing life. And your observer is also going to link with the story you're telling yourself, with the meaning you're assigning to your life in relationship to your past experiencing and your conditioning. So the whole process of 2019 and 2020 and the beginning of this year has been dropping and dissolving all paradigms, old ways of thinking in your ancestral line, in the cultural paradigms, and stepping into new paradigms. And what a paradigm is a structure of observing life, of creating life. We're stepping more into the creator within you, and realizing that as you are co-creating with life itself, then you are the one that is directing the boat. You're directing the boat to that side, and then life organizes around you. And it's about vibration, how you're vibrating, how your emotional state is. And this is a beautiful weaving into the weather, how the weather has been shifting. And this is because the earth is a living body, and you are part of the living body of the earth. And so the weather is a direct mirror and link with our conscious emotional state. The mood is like, on which weather are you, right? How's the weather within you today? And that is the emotional state. As I was speaking in other videos, the emotional state can be the emotion that it kind of lingers within your being. You're kind of like meh, or you're very negative because you wake up every day and maybe turn on the news, and so that kind of becomes your state. And right now on the world, there's lots of polarity, there's lots of fear, and yet there's also lots of hope, lots of movements coming out, lots of new ways of thinking. People are feeling more empowered to speak their truth, to share their point of view that before perhaps it was something that it was hidden in their internal world. And now they're stepping forward. And as you know, most of my work is about empower love, because I believe we're moving into creating your life from the higher heart. What this means is leading by example and leading in the energy of love, because when you're tuning to the resonance of love, you're tuning to your essence, to the larger aspect of who you are, to life itself, and you're yielding the energy of the earth as well, of life itself and the universe, because in that energy we're all resonating love. The way that you can connect with a tree, the way you can connect with another animal, is because you're united through the energy of love. And as you connect with that energy within you, you're able to connect with the tree and connect that connection that frequency, those particles that are connecting within you and outside of you, is the energy of love. So coming into balance, integration, and recalibration. July is going to be a month where you are all together, you and we are all integrating. It's a time where in the past we have been dropping and releasing old paradigms and setting ourselves into the new vision. And what does it mean? Now it's time to step into the new earth and just begin to practice what we have learned and the new programs, the new ways of structures of thinking. So if let's say if you have been studying and reading a book of something that is new to you, now it's time to put it into practice, and July is gonna ask us of that. So it's gonna be a constant process of integration and recalibration. So there's a lot of in that I was sharing, the conditioning of people pleasing, of perfectionism. So this is a time that we're realizing that we and you are the creators of life, of your life, and we're creating the new earth together. So as my one of my last videos that I was sharing is, what world do I want to create? In what world do I want to live in? And how I am, what am I doing? How am I feeling? How am I embodying myself in this new world? What are my attitudes and behaviors and ways of thinking in this new world? How do I envision the world for myself, for each other, the future generations, and all life? And so, how do I step now, right here, in this world that I want to see and that I want to live in? And as you step into the world that you want to live in, so then you make the conscious decisions. Okay, so then what do I have to believe in? So I question the reality that I am seeing, and I choose to believe the reality that I choose to believe, because it's my world. This is the new world. So you begin to resonance in that web of the world that you envision, that you choose to live in. And that's how everything begins to organize around you. I was sharing in one video, actually through an Instagram live that I did. The wisdom of the heart is the label, and you can go and watch it if you want. I'll place the link below. But I share a story, and it's that conscious way of, in which energy do I want to vibrate? What do I actually want to create? What do I believe in? And as you choose into that, you have to step into it with your whole body, with your whole heart. And so July is asking us to do that. And in that way, there's a process of integration that is going to take time for life and the energy to organize to that new way of thinking, to that new way of standing in your life and resonating in your life. And then there's also a process of recalibration, because there's something that's going to come in. And as you stay in alignment with your vision, there's going to be, if it resonates, then you can say yes. If it doesn't resonate, you're going to say no. So you have to give time for that to come and you to recalibrate, because that is coming perhaps is the echo of an older vibration, or perhaps it's something that you're not totally in alignment with. So it's going to be a process of staying in alignment with yourself and staying true to what you truly want, the world that you want to live in, the world that you want to experience. And so staying honest to your heart and honoring your heart. And so in this month we are gonna be called into action, and the action can be actually physical action, and there's gonna be a recalibration. So there's gonna the movements, as I was sharing, movements in the sense of moving from location, moving, leaving relationships, leaving works, or changing relationships, changing work, or new jobs appearing, new relationships appearing, moving into a different location, in a different place, a different home, a different country, a different province. And it can also be a shift in the sense of what you're thinking, and really anchoring and bringing that world forward. So it could be change of habits, change of attitudes as well. And in all that, there's a process of integration and recalibration. So bringing lots of compassion, bringing lots of time to spend with yourself, silence, time in nature, time writing, whatever brings you back into the silence within, to connect with your inner oracle, with your inner wisdom, with your inner guide. The second is counteract heaviness with lightness. There's a lot of polarity in the world right now. And as I mentioned in previous updates, that's a natural process. Just as, when you change your diet, you go from one extreme to the other extreme, that's polarity. And then you find the center in the middle, like the gray. Then right now we're in the process of polarity, and that is a natural process of evolution. So keep trusting, keep holding the vision. And when there's a sense of heaviness, because it's true, there's a lot happening in the world, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of control, there's a lot of sense of control. So to dissolve that illusion of control, illusion of fear, then there's bring lightness. Just activate your light. So just connect within you, connect with your breath, and just make the conscious choice to connect to your heart, to light up your light. Because sometimes when we're afraid, when we feel repressed and oppressed, it's a natural process that we want to kind of dim our light and contract ourselves. I invite you to do the opposite. So every time you want to restrict yourself and contract yourself, bring more light. Just make the conscious choice to, I connect with myself, I activate my light, I seal my energy, and I step forward from love into my life, in my life, and into the world. And so bring lightness. And also, a beautiful practice is to bring the opposite. So if you're in a time that you're feeling very anxious, you're stressing, and just that anxiety wants you to move faster in your life, I invite you to actually take a step back, breathe, and actually move slower. So this is a beautiful practice. When you're called to move faster, move slower, and you come into neutrality. That's the beautiful power of neutrality. We live in a world of polarity, black and white. When there's something that is black, you bring lightness to bring the neutrality, to bring you back into alignment. When you want to rush, you bring a sense of slowing down to bring you back into alignment. When there's something that there's fear, bring love, so you begin to see the silver lining, and you begin to see beyond the veil of illusion. And so counteract heaviness with lightness. And the other piece is tuning into the new consciousness. So as I was sharing about the weather as a internal reflection of a collective reflection of the consciousness, and an internal reflection as well of what you're going through. There's countries right now that, if you're where I am in Canada, there's a heat wave. In the south, there's lots of cold happening. And so it's also supporting us, and it's also seeing and bringing forward the nourishment that we need to take this new step on July. And so yeah, times are changing. So tuning into the new consciousness. So on the energy update of last year, I was speaking about connecting to the universal brain. And because in order to have new creations and to have new experiences and find solutions, there has to be a new way of thinking. And in order to have a new way of thinking, you have to dissolve old paradigms. So this even goes beyond that. We're stepping into and tuning in to the universal brain. That is the larger intelligence of all life. That's the creator, the source energy that goes beyond the egoic mind understanding, our human understanding. Um, and as we are raising consciousness in the level of time, matter, and space is changing as well, what I received was that we are tuning in to the brain frequency of the new earth. And we're also, it's almost that we are linking with all the humans that are in the same resonance as we are, those humans that are stepping into the higher dimensions, raising their consciousness, and they're stepping into the new earth. So it's almost like, energetic or electrical grid that you begin to tune in to all those beings. And this is, you can also call this the limbic resonance, but it's happening on the brain level, that this brain level, it's a higher consciousness, and it's the higher consciousness of the heart as well, because the brain, it's part of our body, and it relates to your body as well. And so in the past, the world has been very much moving from the egoic mind, and we're moving now from a heart-centered world. And so the brain, as you're tuning into this higher consciousness, to the higher heart, to the higher mind, that are in truth in synergy and in direct connection with our life, we are also beginning to tune in to all those beings, and we're creating that resonance together. And in doing that, you'll receive new information as well. You might have certain aha moments, certain experiences of things that you used to see the world in one way, and now there's a radical shift in your way of seeing something. You might feel like there's a moment where it's like, oh my God, like remember Neo in the Matrix where it gets downloaded those things? It's like, I know Kung Fu. And it's gonna feel like that. It's like, oh my God, like I know this. And at the beginning, also, you might feel like I received a download, I received a new information, and I don't have the words to describe quite yet. This is what I'm speaking about, the first topic of recalibration and integration. There's a process of recalibration and integration within your physical body, within your human understanding, and then you begin to receive the clarity through your heart in the emotional vibration in your emotional world. And so then you have the understanding and complete clarity, and you begin to have the understanding that it's through the body, through the heart, and you begin to move through that in life, through that understanding in life. It's not separate. It's not that understanding that I get it from my rational mind, but I don't get it in my body. It's actually the integration is going to happen in a way that it's part of who you are now. That new understanding has become part of who you are. And this is why it's so important the month of July, this time of integration and recalibration. So staying in alignment with your heart and what is true to you, questioning the reality, coming back to your heart, what is true to me, what world do I envision for myself, for all living beings. And with that, that's going to serve you as your compass. What is the world that I envision for myself, for all living beings? In which world do I want to live in? From there, what do I believe in? In which world do I want to live in? And from that question, so then what do I believe in? If I live in this world, if I am the creator of this world right here, right now, what do I need to believe in? How do I need to move in my life and through my life? How do I relate with myself, with other beings of human beings, with all beings on the planet and the planet itself? How do I relate? And so then this is the embodiment. This is a new step that we're taking in, right? And this is a piece of tuning into the new consciousness as well. As you step, as you take that step, you receive new information. You receive new resources that it can be in new places, new people, new insight, new awareness within you. And follow your lead. This is an important one as well, because we're moving into the the uh, the medicine of the owl came through, is connecting to your inner wisdom, being the leader of love that you are for yourself, for each other, and the planet. And as you are honoring your own truth, the love that you are and what you're here, what you have come here to express, then that everything resonates around you. So, yesterday I was tuning into a question, and I'll bring that question forward to you. The day, let's imagine you are walking into a ceremony and it's actually, you look into the ceremony and it's you are in your casket and there's all loved ones around you. So my question to you is, what do you imagine? What do you want people to say? What do you want your parents to say, your children to say, your friends to say, the people that have known you? What do you want your legacy to be? What do you want your experience to see? And what do you want to say about your life? How you lived your life? In which way? And that brings you a beautiful to closing with a question: in which world do I want to live in? How are you living a full life? Are you shining your light and allowing your light to be there? We have been conditioned to agree with a structure that has been there all along. Like I was sharing on the last video, about the plastic, and I was like, how is this, part of reality? Like this is outdated. And so now it's time to, whatever is truly outdated, to take the step and step into the new. And so follow your lead follow your own lead. Stay on your chosen path. What did I wrote? So change is constant. All life is changing. In fact, your body, your whole body changes. Your whole cells change every 7 years. You have a new body every 7 years. And so everything changes. Changing is life. Actually, your life, that if it's something in your life is changing, that is life-giving. And so trust the changes and the changes that you are choosing in your life. Trust in the changes that you're doing in your life. Trust your inner guidance and the impulses that life is giving you. Trust. You might hear people saying something because in truth, we all are afraid of change, but trust. So follow your lead. Stay on your chosen path. Things grow, so let them. Let them grow. Trust the changes that are happening in your life and trust your own inner guidance. Yes, people might have um, their own desires. People might have their own observations. People might have their own desires that they might be put on you. But keep staying anchored in your own wisdom, as the medicine of the owl has brought us today. So I'm going to leave you with that. understanding too that we are going through a natural process, and now it's time to really step into the new earth and begin to make choices from the perspective of the new earth. So on July and August, I will probably be offering the Council of Beings in person. So if you are one that wants to do it online, you'll have to wait until September. But stay tuned, because if you are around Victoria area or Salt Spring Island area, I'll be offering the Council of Beings there. And then I'll be starting a Universal Language of Light class online starting in August. And I will soon have all the details, and we will meet weekly. And yeah, stay tuned for all those details. And then what else? Um, yeah, that's it. So I hope you have a beautiful month. And the ways to stay connected is having time in nature, having times in silence, and trusting your inner guidance. And to access your inner guidance, create moments of silence for yourself. Um, when it's not a clear yes within you, it's the moment to say no into the outside world, and trust in the recalibration and the integration of your energy, and the recalibration of how the world organizes around you. Because in truth, the world is not thinking of good or bad. It's neutral, and it's mirroring your own vibration. And so keep trusting in your own inner guidance and the compass, the North Star of your heart. And let's move into the light language transmission. Hello, so let's begin the light language transmission for July 2021. This transmission is about staying in alignment with your heart, honoring your heart, staying loyal to your heart, and bringing lightness as well into your experience, and being the leader of your life, following your own lead, and leading by example for your own self, for your highest good of all. Okay, so let's tune in. Let's bring a deep breath in into the heart. Place both feet on the earth. Take a deep breath in with me, inhaling into the heart, allowing more light to activate and sit within your body, and exhale with your mouth open, anchoring and bringing your fullness into this moment. Sra ua tua ane hamua la kuahan, tra ia tua yana, o wale kuamani. Tia shia ana tua ia truane, soya tuane hamareya tuayala. Apia uaneya tua hen tuaye, horia tuane asia shane. Oki hiriana opuayala, osinia tua hamaneyana. Onia tuayala, amaya tuahan, asia tuayala, koaya ruata. Osia tuanai, oumma tuayala, otia yala, kohana, erea tuane. Shuna tuayala tuayara tuahamata yare, omayala teyalai. Oho watayala, sriana teya toahama. Eriana tayala, onia tua hanateya, omahiala tayi, osiana taya homa, Oria tuya la te hani. Homaye ko fuatayala. Omaye to hua halataya hana. Sara hana hiala tai. Anaya taya homa. Sranaya taya hayahi. Sronua taya hey. Hamaya toya la taya la sahiane. Hoa hero, oma tayala, sonai, koria tayala, ania teyo horatuala, shuamakohua, humala tayale, sonaiala, tania tawale. Homala, homa heotoa he, homala, taya leo hoaye, hasia tayana, hasia hatahiale, ho watania ho, so wanayataye, homahai. Homahai atesa, homahai sayeto, hariala tayale, hariala tayaye, hariaya talia. Hariaya hataliaye, sranateo hama halahiaye, o wataya, o wataya haye, o wataya, o wataya ye. Taking a deep breath in into the heart, allowing the energy to still move through you. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Wow, it was a beautiful transmission. Thank you. Have a beautiful month. There was lots of activation and unifying of the brain and the heart and the body, the whole body, anchoring more light. And as you're tuning and seed more light within your body, you're able to step more alignment to the fullness and wholeness of who you are, and in reflection of the world as well, this universe, that you're a universal being. And I bless you, bless your life, bless your imprompts, your urges to move forward into the wholeness of who you are, into your inspired action, and to your soul fulfillment. And in unity, in love, and cooperation with all beings, understanding that life is here to support us, that we don't have to compete with each other. We're here to collaborate with each other because we are part of the larger web of life. We're part of the living body of the earth, and you are made of dust, stardust as well. You're part of the stars. And there's a beautiful raven that just blessed us in front of us, on top of us, I mean. And I leave you with all these magical blessings of the earth, of the winged ones actually, that have come and made themselves known to you and to me in this light transmission.